Hey YouTube, this is Team Change a Heart here with another deck profile. This is an update to my Harpie deck. I posted a video a few weeks ago, or maybe only a week ago, just showing what I was going to be running at regionals. So this is going to be the updated build. This is what I actually took to the regional tournament, and I actually did pretty good. I was X2 in 9 rounds. I was 24th place out of 364 people. So, and I should have done better. I should have been undefeated. The only 2 matches I lost. I should have 2-0'd my opponent, but I just missed a play or just wasn't really paying attention. And I mean, I had the game, but let it slip out of my hands. So I ended up losing twice, but still did pretty good. Every other matchup I had, except for maybe one, I 2-0'd. So the only 2 losses that I had were against Geargia karakuris and against Hunders. And I'm not gonna sit here and make up excuses for them, but I mean, I should have been undefeated. So if you want to know what exactly my record was and what my matchups were, I'll post that in the description so you can check it out there. So like I said, I was 24 out of 364. I got my invite, so I will be in Detroit for nationals. I plan on going. I'm probably gonna take this deck, obviously. So let's go ahead and get to the deck profile and you can see what I was running. So, just like every deck profile, we're going to go ahead and start with the monsters. So, first off, since it's a Harpie deck, 3 Harpie Chandler. I did not open with this very often. I like to go into Chidori after they have all their sets. And so, I wanted to save this for my instant rank 4. Or my rank 7 if I needed one. So, but this is obviously your best card in the deck. Discard a Harpie to special a Harpie card from your deck and face up defense. So, instant rank 4 or rank 7 access. So, just a great card. Got to run 3 of it. Then your Harpie Commandant. It's your field spell. It's your biggest beater on board. People were citing just for Harpie Queen. That's how good she is. So obviously I love it at 3. I actually saw a couple deck builds where they were only running 2 and then a terraforming, and I totally disagree with that. Even if you don't need the field spells bad, or if you're wanting to run it to where you can search out your Divine Wind, this card is such a big beater, and you don't have enough Harpie Lady targets in your deck. You need to run 3. So I run 3 of it. Worked out great for me. Anytime I top deck into it, it was never dead, so it was just a great card. I run 3 Harpie Dancer because I run the Divine Wind in Mist Valley. I want to increase my chances of getting the field spell and this card in my hand at the same time. Plus, this with Hunting Ground equals popping infinite back row, so just a really good card. 3 Harpie Lady 1. As I was mentioning last deck profile, I don't run Cyber Harpie Lady. I like Harpie Lady 1 better. The only problem with her, and one of the things I saw during the tournament, was people will side and overwork for me because the field spell and her, they all pump everything up. So besides overwork, she's way better than Cyber Harpie Lady. So I like Harpie Lady number 1. And then I also run 2 Summoner Monk just to basically as another way to discard your Hysteric Sign, get that play off, and then what I'll always do is I'll discard any spell that I have in my hand, and then I will special summon Harpie Chandler and then go from there. And then I run the 1 Harpie's Pet Dragon for Harpie Chandler. The last deck profile I believe I put up, I had 2 card cards in here. I opted out of the card cards for traps, so I really felt like the card cards were kind of hurt me more than they helped me a lot of times. So, and I feel like I made the good choice. Obviously, I got my invite, so I took out the 2 card cards. So that was our monsters. For the spells, run 3 Hunting Ground. The card that makes this deck such a threat, the card that everyone hates when they see you playing it, just pops all the back row, opens up the field for OTKs. Just I love it at 3. The games that I lost were because they got my Hunting Ground off the field. So yeah, I mean, nothing else needs to be said. 1 Divine Wind in Mist Valley. I only opened a couple times with Divine Wind and Harpie Dancer, but I pretty much won in less than 5 turns when I did that. I mean, it was just such a great card. I mean, yeah, I don't know what else I can say about it. 3 Hysteric Sign. I always opened with this first hand, and when I was going first, I would just set it in the back row instead of actually activating it and getting my Elegant Egotist, and just bait out the MST on it, and then get my +3. And then also sometimes one of the traps I added was Icarus Attack, and so sometimes I would wait for my opponent to go off on get a big beater out, and then I'd Icarus Attack, target my Hysteric Sign and their monster, and then get my +3 and cause a -1 for them. So just all kinds of versatility you can get. It's the best spell in the deck. Gets your +3 to hand, lets you go off next turn, and then of course the 1 Elegant Egotist to search with it. I run 3 Upstart Goblin still. I run 1 Book of Moon. So that's the spell lineup. For traps, I ran the 3 Reckless Greed. These came out every time I sided. I would side these out first. That doesn't mean they're bad. They're really great first game, but I mean you don't need them for the rest of the match. It's better to have your side deck. So I always sided these out. 2 Hysteric Party. Again, like I explained last video, I don't run 3 because I don't want to get Hysteric Party too early. So I just run 2 to make sure that it's useful when it comes up. 1 Mirror Force, 1 D Prison. I mean, I didn't even need any more of either one of these. I was kind of worried, like I was saying last deck profile, I was worried about not running enough of one or the other, but it turned out that this is all I needed. They put in the work that they needed to, and then that was it. I mean, I didn't need them that bad, so it was, I mean, just running one of each was perfect. Then I run 2 Fiendish Chain, the best trap in the game. Negate, stops attacks, just all around great card. I'm glad I was running 2 of them. 1 Compulse, 1 Solemn, and then, like I was saying, I added the Icarus Attack. Compulsory, I think, was also the other card I added. So, but Icarus Attack put in so much work. I wouldn't bump it up to 2 or 3. But the 1 was just a lifesaver. There were so many times where it just did just a considerable amount of work. Awesome card. I loved having it. Every time it came up, it was just, I mean, a godsend. It was awesome. So I really, really enjoyed having the 1 Icarus Attack in my deck. And then the 1 Magical Hats. Magical Hats put in a good amount of work too. I was kind of hoping better for it, but it did good. It did what it needed to, and it was definitely worth having in my deck. So that was the main deck. Onto the extra deck. I changed this up a little bit too. I dropped the Harpie's Pet Phantasmal to 1. I rarely went for 2 of them, and when I needed 1, it did its work. I had a Spellbook matchup, and this beat Spellbooks all by itself because I guess they didn't run Mirror Force. So he just couldn't get this card off the field. I ended up hitting him for 6,000, and then by that time, I mean, I didn't have to do much more to beat him. So I just love Pet Phantasmal is a really great card. The only time anybody ever got it off the field when I went for it was like if they Darkhold me, which, oh, you know, that kind of sucks, but oh well. I run the 2 Ice Beast, 0 Fiend Steel. I didn't go for this that terribly often, but when I did go for it, it was amazing. I mean, I got it up to 5,000 once and just turned all their traps, everything off, and just killed them. So it was a really great card. I liked it a lot. 1 Cowboy. I had one match where every game ended in Cowboy. So obviously Cowboy puts in work. Abyss Dweller. I was worried about the Mermail matchup, and I actually didn't play Mermails all day long. So Abyss Dweller never came out. I also didn't play Boojins either. So I was wondering about that. I mean, when I was up near the top tables, there were Boojins literally all around me. I mean, there was one table where, you know, each table sits like 12, and literally 5 people at my table were playing Boojins, and I still never played them. So Abyss Dweller, I didn't need it, but it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. So 1 Maestro, I went for this a good amount whenever I went with my Summoner Monk. This actually won me a game against Dark Worlds. I was stopping their graveyard, and then their field spell pumps me up too. So obviously, I mean, I don't have to explain why my stroke's so good. This is one thing I added in. I added in Daigusto Emerald. One thing that I noticed about Harpies was they have a big problem with grinding because you run out of targets in your deck. So I thought the Emerald really helped with that problem. Anytime I had a full graveyard and an empty deck, I would just go Emerald, and then I could push for a little bit longer. So I'm really glad I added that in there. One black ship. I don't remember if this was in the last deck profile, but I decided to put it in for regional. So obviously, yeah, same thing. I don't need to explain why black ship's so good. 101. I got this like 10 minutes before the tournament, and I'm glad I got it. It didn't put in as much work as I thought it was going to, but it did win me a couple games. Someone got out Beals against me, the new Synchro, and this got over that. And then, I mean, I brought it out maybe 3 times all day, but the 3 times I brought it out, it was to go for games. So, great card. Queen Dragon, I didn't get this out once. This might be coming out. So, and then 2 Lightning Chidori, the best card in the extra deck. I mean, bounces sets, bounces face-ups. Don't need to explain why it's so good. 1 Gaia, 1 Big Eye. I think I went for Big Eye once. So I'm going to definitely keep it in here, but I mean, I didn't need it that bad. And then I dropped Dracossack to 1. So that was the extra deck. Last, for the side deck, I ran 1 Thunder King. I'm pretty sure I'm taking this out. I never sided it in. I think it just hurts me too much. So I'm probably going to be taking it out. But anyways, 2 Maxis. I only sided this in once. I played Geargia Karakuri, and that was probably the only deck that was faster than me. So that was the only time I sided that in. I played 1 Dimensional Fissure. This helped me with my Dark World matchup, and I sided it a couple times. It helped when it came up. I always drew into it, which was great. My brother convinced me that I needed to run 2 MST. I wasn't running MST in my side deck before. Obviously, I don't run it in the main deck because of Hunting Ground. But I'm so glad that I sided this because I sided it in every match and it put in a considerable amount of work. So if you're running Harpies, definitely consider siding MST. 1 Soul Drain. This was basically for Boojins, which I never played. Iron Wall, same thing. Never played them though. Light Imprisoning. Again, Boojins, but never played them. I did side it in for Constellars, so it did work there. 2 Shadow Imprisoning. This is one thing that helped me against Dark Worlds. I think that was the only Dark... Oh, Infernities as well. I played Infernities, so this helped against Infernities. DNA Surgery. I don't think I sided this in all day, but I didn't need to. Like I said, Boojins, and I didn't play Fire Fist either. So I know you guys are going to say, man, I just got the easiest road ever, but I mean, I was ready for those decks if they came up, so... And then Rivalry of the Warlord put in work, so... That was the side deck. So that was the deck profile. That's what I ran at this regionals. Like I said, I was X2. I feel like I did pretty good. I feel like the cards did what they needed to do. I was really, really pleased with what happened. I mean, there's not much I would change. So if you're looking to build Harpies, if you're looking to really build a deck that's consistent, this is the one I encourage you to build. Like I was saying, I'll have my record and my matchups in the description, so just go ahead and check that out. Aside from that, there's not much else to say, so thanks. Like, comment, subscribe. This was Team Change Your Heart. Thanks a lot, YouTube.